You ready? Stand for the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. This is Monday, May 2nd. Don't forget to vote tomorrow. If you have any business or questions during these proceedings, come up to the microphone, give us your name and address, and state your business, please. Would you call the roll, please?
Cedar.
Here.
Foley.
Here.
Kinsfater.
Here.
Kleeman.
Here.
Cuffa.
Here.
Laporte.
Here.
McCartney.
Here.
All present, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Go to number 4, consent agenda, A, City Council minutes of April 18th, 2016, special and regular meetings, recommendation approve. B is the St. Clair Historical Commission minutes of March 10th, 2016 meeting, recommendation received. And C is the Planning Commission minutes of March 9th, 2016 meeting, recommendation received.
Motion to approve A through C as presented, Your Honor.
Support.
All right, the motion is made, support. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we'll go to number 5, ordinances and resolutions. A, ordinance adoption 2016-05, Appendix B, zoning supplementary height regulations. If you recall, our last meeting, we had this exact same series as introductions. This is the height regulation. Dee, do you want to say anything about these things, or should I lean on Mike Laporte since he's on the Planning Commission? Mike?
Oh, I think Dee did a better job than I did last week. No, they're pretty self-explanatory. She's broken them down into different categories. The supplementary height regulations, that one, oh gosh, I'm going to go back to the plan. That was the broadcasting towers for like AT&T and those types of groups, and we changed the regulations because so many of the towers break down on themselves. That's what that one was for. We take them one at a time, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions or?
Ask for a motion to approve the adoption for A.
So moved. Support.
All right, the motion is made, supported for the adoption of supplementary height regulations. Questions? Call the roll, please.
Cuffa.
Yes.
Laporte.
Yes.
McCartney.
Yes.
Foley.
Yes.
Kinsfater.
Yes.
Kleeman.
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes.
Carried, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Let's go to B.
Your Honor, that was the regulation on fish ponds, and planning viewed it as similar to a swimming pool, and sort of wrote the ordinance to conform with depth, width, location of it. Any questions?
The only question I have is, the fence is required around a pond that is 2 feet or deeper?
Yep, just like a swimming pool.
Okay. I mean, my only concern is, and I know why they have the fence up there is for protection of the public, but I mean, with a pond like that, I mean, 2 feet of water, a little kid can drown in
Child.
that just as much as 2.5 feet of water.
We saw it as a restriction of a young child. That's why they make them have them fenced. Right, Dee?
Building code for swimming pools is 2 feet. Anything deeper than 2 feet, hot tub or pool requires to be fenced or covered at all times.
But with a pond, is that, I mean, is this something that we're drawing up, or is this
No,
standard?
It's kind of like Mike's saying, we're trying to go ahead and make it the same as a swimming pool type of facility. If you had a big fish pond and it was 2 feet or, I think it also is a certain size too,
I think it was 100 square feet.
over 100 square feet.
Yeah, I think so.
It's 10 by 10.
That's my only concern.
Anybody else?
No, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll support.
All right, the motion is made, supported. Questions? All right, call the roll, please.
Laporte.
Yes.
McCartney.
Yes.
Foley.
Yes.
Kinsfater.
Yes.
Kleeman.
Yes.
Cuffa.
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes.
Carried, Your Honor.
All right, we'll go to C. Now, C is just the general heading for the next three. Each of these next three we'll take individually, but the main idea here is the adoption of amendments to zoning articles 8B Downtown Redevelopment District, definitions 5.7 and section 8.27. The first one is 5.7, landscape site plans, requirement parking lot.
That was the discrepancy that we had in our ordinances between 20 and 50 parking spots. It was required for 20, but not for 50, and we're just adjusting the ordinance to be more conforming and more organized in the ordinances.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Support.
All right, any questions? All right, call the roll, please.
McCartney?
Yes.
Foley?
Yes.
Kinsfater?
Yes.
Kleeman?
Yes.
Cuffa?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes.
Carried, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. We'll go to number 2, which is now 8.27, the schedule of building use / microbrewery, small winemaker, and small distillery. This is also the inclusive of the drive-through for Clinton Avenue.
It's inclusive or exclusive?
Inclusive.
I thought it was separated.
Well, 3 just gives the definition. 8.27 gives the actual, well, what's a D? It turns into a special use request? Is that correct?
So you lump the drive-through into the microbreweries? Because it was separate at the last meeting.
No, the definition is still separate. 8.27 includes all of the changes from special use to permitted use, et cetera. It's that chart.
I thought the microbrews was separate because we were allowing them in the Clinton Avenue area. The definition of the drive-through and allowing the drive-through in the Clinton Avenue corridor was separate. Schedule of building use is amended to permit a drive-through facility of a special use in Clinton Avenue subdistrict. And then Article 7, the definition of the drive-through. I had them listed separately.
I think what we're doing is we're approving the definition of a drive-through. That's all we're doing is approving the definition of a drive-through. If someone wants a drive-through, they have to apply for it. Isn't that what we're doing?
It doesn't read that.
It would be a special use, but it would be an allowed, it will go right into the downtown redevelopment district uses of permitted and special uses. They still would have to come to the planning commission, and then I believe it goes to council again. I believe, does it?
It does.
The way I understood.
So combining the two, if we're not in favor of the drive-through until we see a site plan, it still comes to planning and council.
That's right.
It's not the way it was presented at the meeting that when we introduced the ordinances, it was separate. The downtown, the microbrewery was a totally different conversation with the permitted use of the building at the plaza. And the drive-through was introduced separately. We went through that motion and made it a separate motion to have the drive-throughs done separately. So
No, if you look at the minutes from last meeting, it was all included in the same one.
we broke it out. We rescinded the motion and broke it out.
Well, actually, basically what this is doing is when you go into the downtown redevelopment district, the uses, the allowed uses and that's all what we're changing. We're just going to change, okay, it's just like you're allowed a tavern and restaurant as a permitted use in Clinton Avenue. A drive-through would be a special use permitted. Now, it hasn't got anything to do with, it does, but it doesn't. Ted's Coney Island, okay? They will need that, or they'll get the special use, but it will be in the downtown redevelopment permitted uses and special uses. So therefore, you don't have to come back and do this all again. It's in there, the planning commission can approve it negotiate with it, and it comes to, it would still come to council, and it could get approved or denied as a special land use.
So,
You-
a question for the attorney again, then. The only thing we're approving is the definition of it, and it will definitely come back to planning and council.
I think the item that's up before the council right now is item C2, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that there's an approval of the drive-through definition at this point.
Well, they just said it's combined. We,
The
right?
mayor read it as combined, 2 and 3 are combined.
No, 2 and 3 are separate.
Well, you read it as combined. You made the statement they were voting on the approval and 3 was included.
No. What I said was included in number 2 is the drive-through. 3 is a separate issue.
I think, Councilmember McCartney, that the issue is that the special permitted use of a drive-through is contained under section C2, but the definition is contained under section C3.
That's my understanding.
Well, the microbreweries, the size of the building, the location, if it was, if you expanded it or went into a new building, the microbreweries were totally separate, if I remember it.
That's the way it was introduced.
And then the definition and the permitted use was another issue.
So, our-
Or special
Apparently,
use.
okay, apparently, what, number 2 should have included drive-through facility as a special use. Okay, I mean, it should have been lumped right with number 2. The definition is clearing up the difference between a drive-through and a drive-in.
Is it clear, is that clearly stated in the ordinance language that was submitted? What Mr. Boyer's just saying? I mean, if the definition's clear, and we're not ad-libbing that, which it sounds like we are.
Well,
We're assuming that those definitions are there, and I just can't get behind something that we're assuming.
do you have the planning commission minutes?
I have to
right here.
It
Articles.
should read exactly, I think we did it on a separate item, didn't we? I know the definition was separate, but I think though, that the microbreweries and all that were the same, other than the drive-through would have been a special use. If you look at the minutes, planning commission minutes, it probably will tell you how we had to do it. You remember, Mike?
Article A and Article 6 are two different things. Will you have the minute?
Section 8.27 was introduced together as the schedule of building use. So all 3 of those were introduced together, changing the permitted use, principal use, special approval use. The next item on the agenda is the definition of the drive-through. But section 8.27 with item 4, 5, and 6 from the planning commission agenda was all introduced together.
But voted separately.
Right, we separated them.
We
after-
separated them out at our last our voting, when we voted the introduction, we separated that out.
The 3 items on your agenda today were separated out.
We voted on them individually. And I cast the only nay vote for the drive-through.
For the definition
Yeah.
of the drive-through.
I think that's,
Correct.
yeah. I mean, I think everything is done as Annette indicated from the last meeting.
Oh, okay. So we leave it like it is then?
I think they were lumped, and then you pulled them out to be able to vote on them, I think.
That is correct.
But I think they were lumped originally together.
So the way I'm looking at this, and
I should go get the book and
I'm going
show
off
you what I'm trying.
what was originally in the code, what we're trying to do here is we're actually trying to just try the drive-through facility, make that a special use on Clinton Avenue, and then we're adding the microbrewery in both instances, which is not in the original thing. That's what we're trying to do.
Yes.
We're not allowing a drive-through anywhere, we're just putting that in there. So if a bank comes in here, which is an improved use, and they want to have a drive-through, we can look at it and give them a drive-through.
That's correct. It's
That's what
changing
I'm-
that table,
Yeah,
yes.
we're just changing those three things in there.
Which would be 8.27.
Adding.
Right.
Should have brought the book. It's
Yeah.
easy to see when you look at the book.
Yeah, and I
You-
I
oh, you
pulled
got
this,
it?
I pulled this out of the book, this is the original, yeah. These are not in there.
You know,
Yeah,
that's all
the
we're
drive-through
saying,
isn't in there,
drive-through will be
and the
added,
microbrew,
just say
there's
yes.
nothing in here that addresses
Correct.
microbrews, that's all we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct. Correct.
I'm
Now
good
you
with,
can explain
yeah.
it to them.
I'm good with it, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll support that motion. Is there any other questions, comments?
I still remember it being separated, but
This went to the planning commission, and it was unanimously endorsed. We have a letter from Dave Skirdo, our planner, endorsing this. I think we introduced it last meeting, and it was, as Mr. McCartney mentioned, it was ordered 6-1. If there's any other questions or comments at this point, I guess we'll take them.
My name is Dan Lockwood, Mayor and the Council. I'm opposed to allowing drive-throughs in the downtown district. If you, when we were going through and did the 2007 vision study, one of the things that really came clear from the community was they were really disappointed in 1969 when we tore down old downtown St. Clair. And if you want to make St. Clair a unique downtown, the one that has an identity that people can recognize, and not something you could be any place in the United States, you've got to eliminate corporate architect. Corporate architects, the prime example would be a taco place. And eliminate that as you eliminate drive-throughs. If there's not a drive-through, then those corporate architects are not going to be in your community. I don't think they belong on Clinton Avenue, and I don't think they belong on Riverside. We have decided that in our community, it's going to belong on Kearney. That's what they should be. So I'm asking you not to approve drive-throughs on Clinton Avenue.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right.
a question for the attorney. Can we separate these two issues now, or?
I understand they were introduced as they're being presented tonight
So it's either
for,
all or nothing?
that's right.
Well, that sums that up.
Can it be opposed today and reintroduced separately today?
Yes.
So the motion is then to approve? Did I,
Yes,
and was it seconded?
yes. We're just taking questions right now. Or
So if it fails, we could bring it back and separate.
That's correct. It could be reintroduced in two separate components.
All right.
Wouldn't
Okay.
it be three separate components? Or-
Microbreweries.
I think the microbreweries, I guess I treat them similarly. One is a permitted use where there's no change to the building. Special use would mean there's going to be a change to the building. And then the third would be this drive-through.
Done before form-based zoning.
So I guess it's just a matter of semantics how the council wishes to have it handled.
Anybody else? All right, call the roll, please.
Foley,
Yes.
Kinsfater,
Yes.
Kleeman,
Yes.
Cuffa,
No.
Laporte,
No.
McCartney,
No.
Cedar,
Yes.
carried, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. We'll go to 3, definition drive-through facilities. Mr. Laporte, this is just basically the clarification of the difference between a drive-through and a drive-in.
Yep, basically. You agree, Dee? Just cleaning up the paperwork, cleaning up the language.
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation from the planning commission.
I'll support.
All right, motion made to support. Anybody have questions, comments? Call the roll, please.
Kinsfater,
Yes.
Kleeman,
Yes.
Cuffa,
Yes.
Laporte,
Yes?
McCartney,
Yes.
Foley,
Yes.
Cedar,
Yes.
carried, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your patience, everyone, helping us work through that. Reports and administration, Mr. Booth.
Your Honor, I have a couple items this evening. First, I'd like to say that the city's first draft of the 2016-17 fiscal year budget is on your desk. Budget hearing has been set for Monday, May 16th, and I encourage the council members, if you have time, to schedule a meeting with me beforehand to go over some of the items, any questions you have after you've looked at it. Either give me a call or stop and see me. That's the budget. The second item I have is Sinclair Highway. As well on your desk, I have a copy of the RFP that's going to go out to the geotech firms for work to be done on Sinclair Highway, the slope failure. Currently, we're asking for the request to come back May 31st, and that's all I have this evening, Your Honor.
Any questions from Mr. Booth?
I have a comment.
Yes, sir.
Tree trimming.
Okay.
Two thumbs up.
What area?
Oh,
Just all over?
I saw 9th Street, I saw all over. I mean, it
Okay.
kind of long been needed. And
Good.
how do people get on that list, I guess, for all those out there in TV land? Do they call City Hall and
A
say?
lot of times what'll happen is they'll call City Hall. Then Tree Sand or Brown will get it on the schedule.
Yeah. It's nice, proactive.
Good. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I got one, crack sealing.
Yep.
You started?
We've done some. If you want an actual schedule, when we're doing it again, I'll have to let you know. But I don't know what the next time is that they'll be going out. But we have purchased additional material, both the rubber material and there's a tack spray that goes on it. So we do have some and they can get out when they have time to do that.
All right, what would it be? Mr. Downey, you have anything tonight?
I have nothing this evening.
All right. C is city departments, any department heads? All right, D, boards, commissions, committee chairs, council reps, anything?
I do have one announcement, Your Honor. A cemetery in Clutcha Park walk audit is scheduled on Tuesday, May 10th, 2016 at 2 p.m. at Hillside Cemetery. There'll be a joint meeting of the City of St. Clair Cemetery and Recreation Commission, City Council, and the public is invited to attend.
What was that date again?
May 10th at 2 p.m.
Well, we need to set the public hearing for that. For the budget. public
Yes,
hearing.
yes,
And that's already done.
I think we have to vote. Don't we have to vote for that?
yes.
Yeah. All right, at this time, I'm also going to ask for a motion to set the public hearing for the budget for May 16th at 7 o'clock.
We did it at the last meeting.
We did? All right, I guess I won't ask for that motion anymore. We're ahead of ourselves.
Trying to get back at me.
I'm getting back at you. All right, okay, anybody else? All right, no unfinished business, we'll go to number 8, new business. Special events permit, St. Clair Rotary 5K run. Chief?
Yes, Your Honor, I have two requests here. The first one is for the approval of special events for the St. Clair Rotary Club to hold a 5K run on June 24th. This is an annual run that they have every year, from 7 a.m. till 10 a.m., starting at the St. Clair Plaza, northbound on M29 and through the Highlands. They have all the necessary documents have been received and are in compliance with the city ordinance. I respectfully recommend their approval.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll go to B, approve issue of special event, St. Mary's Catholic Church for procession.
Now, this is a new request for this year. The St. Mary's Catholic Church is calling an event that's called the Corpus Christi Procession on May the 29th from 12:45 until 2 p.m. They will begin at the St. Mary's Church and pursue down 6th Street to Thornapple, to west to 9th Street, north on 9th to Vine Street, and back into the parking lot of St. Mary's. They also have approval or all the necessary documents. They also have been contacted that they'll need to be assisting with security and putting up the barricades so that we don't have to have no time for the DPW to come in and set this up. I respectfully recommend approval for this event too.
Motion to approve.
Support. Questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Opposed? All right, thanks, Rick. All right, C, discussion of charter sailboat, St. Clair Boat Harbor. Is this you?
I can't, I think Katie might give some background on it.
Katie, can you give us a little summary of this?
Are we asking for a motion to approve the charter? I mean, because she did a presentation a couple meetings ago about where it's going on the dock, and I didn't know if this was...
I know,
what we
Mr.
were
Downey,
looking-
you had a couple, was this the one that you had a couple of questions about insurance or?
We're in the process of negotiating a lease with the company that runs the charter. We have proposed a lease to him, and he's responded to it. There are a couple of issues that are, I guess, still active. One of them, I think that we'll be able to resolve, and the other one is maybe a sticking point on, but we haven't gotten back to him. His response came on Saturday, and I haven't had a chance to speak with administration about those sticking points yet. But we're in the process of negotiating that lease.
All right, so we're not approving this lease tonight, you're just giving us a little update here.
That's correct.
All right. Is there anything you want to add to that, Katie?
No, the only thing I needed to do was get the approval from the DNR, which I've received,
Okay.
to allow a commercial vessel at the harbor.
All right. Okay. Any questions for Katie?
The only
or-
question I have is the lease, looks like it starts on June the 1st and goes to December 31st?
I guess it's just a question of when we get it approved. That's one of the terms, it's a little murky. I mean, obviously, the boating season ends before the end of the year, but we're trying to keep it on a calendar year basis, January 1 through December 31. In fact, that's one of the issues that we're working on
Okay.
right now with the company.
Anybody else?
And I got one, parking. People come to take this boat ride, where's the parking? Harbor?
They could park at the harbor, and we have a shuttle van that we could take them over there. They could park in that small parking spot or up and down the streets.
The old city hall.
Anybody else? Or could the board adjourn? I did not say that.
I heard that.
I didn't say. All right, thank you, Katie. We will go to D. Proposed ordinance concerning housing commission
Your Honor, this item was brought to my attention by some council members last month, and I have prepared for your review a proposed ordinance that would allow the city to charge the Palmer Park Manor, run by the Sinclair Housing Commission, a fee in lieu of taxes from which they're exempt. I don't believe it's on for introduction tonight, only because I think as a matter of courtesy, there hasn't been any discussion with the Sinclair Housing Commission yet about the council's intention. And there are a couple of terms, or most specifically, the amount of the fee in lieu of. It can be set as high as 10% of the gross rents that Palmer Park Manor charges. And that's how I've authored the proposed ordinance, but perhaps through a negotiation, it might be less than that. But this is just informative based on some discussions I had last month with members of council. And I understand it's administration's intention to meet with members of the Sinclair Housing Commission to discuss this.
This was similar to what Marysville's done.
In fact, it is. Councilmember Laporte, it was approved last month, I believe, by the city of Marysville with respect to their Vicksburg Halls public housing.
Okay.
I have a question. Original agreement, doesn't that include a pilot payment plan in it?
I do not know. I can find that out, Mr. Clinton. I don't know.
If it's
The
in
separation from the city predates my time on it, but I do have access to those
But if
materials.
there's a pilot agreement in the original agreement, why would we have to go through this? Why couldn't we just invoke what was already on the agreement?
That may be the case. I'm simply not aware of it.
Can you let us know before we get too much into this?
Yeah.
If it is, thank you.
Anybody else? All right, then we will go to E, Sinclair County tax foreclosure sale.
Okay, Your Honor, I'll take that. From the attached list, administration is not, do not recommend purchasing any of the lots currently on the list.
You require no action then?
No action.
Any questions from Mr. Booth on that?
Yeah, I do have one.
Is the one a vacant parcel on 10th Street?
One moment, Bill.
Cedar Street.
It's a condo.
It looks like the 10th Street is a home and Cedar Street
Oh,
is,
Cedar Street, that's the
Vacant
vacant.
land.
There is a vacant one, right?
yeah.
And, let's see.
I just asked the question, one on South Riverside, and that is a condo.
All right. You're right, the one on Cedar Street, is that a vacant parcel?
That's what it's listed as, vacant land.
Yeah.
And what would the cost of the city if they wanted that vacant parcel?
We have to pay the taxes, total due,
Which is,
showing $1,200,
Pardon me?
$1,208.95.
D, is that parcel, if I'm reading this right, 63 by 80, is that big enough to build on? 63 by 80, if I'm reading this right?
What, is there a name on it? Is there?
Pardon me?
No name, D.
No name?
It's got a parcel number, it's 916. Par-
1,200.
1,200.
The 63 by 80, is that buildable?
Yes, it is.
I make a motion that we buy that and donate it to Habitat, Vanity to build a house on. For $1,200. That's all it's gonna cost the city. Buy it and donate it so that they go Habitat can build a home on it if they're interested in it.
Should we maybe
Table.
contact them before they, to
Well,
make sure they
We gotta know
do
by
it?
when, the 15th? When's the city gotta know, the county know?
No
If
later
we
than June
got time, I
15th.
would get ahold of them, but I think for $1,200,
June 15th.
we should buy it and donate it to them so they can build a home on it if they're interested.
Yeah, we could contact Habitat, maybe and see if they're even interested in doing that, and then come back to the next meeting and say,
Hold off, and then all of them.
you want to withdraw your motion, or?
Can we do
Well, I
that,
mean,
Counselor?
I'm sorry?
Are we able to do something like that?
Yes, the city could do that.
So that
Make
we
a
can hold
donation.
it to our next meeting?
I think it's probably best to contact Habitat to get some level of interest from them.
So you need a motion to table it for a
There's
bit?
just no second right now. I don't think there's any support, so it
Oh,
would just,
all right.
I'll support it.
You want to purchase it or talk to Habitat first?
What, I mean, for $1,200, what's gonna hurt us if they don't want it?
Exactly right.
Then you're gonna sell it.
Yeah.
Is that all we pay on it?
I'd say let's verify the, I'd say table it till the next meeting with the intent to purchase. But
We have till June 15th, correct?
Well, you got a motion and it's been seconded, so.
All right, motion been made, supporting. Other questions?
I think we should wait and see what Habitat has and maybe check with a Realtor. And I would think that the value would be in there, but I'd like to hear from Realtor too. If we do buy it, we're gonna not get stuck with it.
Yeah, I'd like to do a little more checking myself. Maybe why has nobody, this has been vacant land for how long and nobody's bought it or done anything with it? Why is there some easements or something I don't know about? I don't know, but I think it's worth looking at. Any other discussion or questions? All right, then I'm going to ask you to call the roll on that. The question is, should we purchase this lot at 916 Cedar Street, St. Clair, Michigan? Call the roll, please.
Kleeman,
Yes.
Kappa,
Yes.
Laporte,
No.
McCartney,
No.
Foley,
Yes.
Kinsfater,
Yes.
Cedar,
No.
carried, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. For buying land. All right, we'll go to F, approved purchase of Jacobson Cushman Turf Truckster Pine Shores Golf Club.
I don't think he's gonna up here now.
Mr. Beef? Would you care to pop up? I'm sure they'll have a few questions here.
What you got going here, Bob?
One of the carts that we use every day is, it's not serving its job anymore. It's too light duty, and it's 14 years old, so the repairs on it have gotten really expensive. So I found a buyer for it. I checked the value of it, and I found a buyer that's willing to pay us almost 4 times what they're telling me it's worth. So, and I found a good used unit for quite a bit under new price. We'd save $10,000 by buying a slightly used unit. So I'd like the council's okay to go ahead with the sale of the old one and the purchase of the new one.
Your Honor, I'd like to make that motion to approve the purchase.
I'll support.
Motion made, supported, questions?
I would like to, while Mr. B's standing there, you probably don't hear this enough, but the golf course is in the best shape I've ever seen it, and I'm going back along. I played golf on there for many, many years, and I just want you to know that I appreciate the job that you've done getting that golf course in the shape it's in, and whatever you need, within reason, you'll have my support.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
I have a couple. Who's buying it, the old one?
I don't even know who they are. It's through a third party. It's a trailer park. They need something to pick up garbage. I think it's a campground type setup, and they need something just to pick up trash.
Somebody local?
I don't think so,
My question was, why
but I don't know.
don't everybody have a chance to purchase this?
Well,
Put it out front, take bids on it? I mean, there's a lot of people, I mean, how did these gentlemen find out this was for sale?
through the fellow that we do business with in cart repair, and I bought a couple used carts from him for the golf course.
My question earlier, Mike, was nobody else in the city knew this was for sale. And I think it should go up front, and the city ought to sell it. I don't know what the process is for getting rid of surplus city property, but I think everybody in the city should have a chance to purchase this. That's my opinion. I mean,
Well,
I would agree with you, Mr. Kleeman, as long
I would
as they're
like to have
willing,
a chance
as long as
to
they're
buy
willing to pay no less than $3,400,
actually, Tom, it's $37.50.
$37.50, then
Yeah,
I would agree
that's what our offer
that we
is,
should give it some time so we don't lose the guy that would like it. We should put it up for a couple weeks and see.
I would like to put it out there and see.
But I
mean,
wouldn't
let
want to
everybody-
lose the $37.50
you
that
may
we
get
have
50
on
You
it.
may get $57.50 out of it.
Hey,
I would
But
I would
I-
like to amend the motion that this thing gets put out in front of the golf course and
I don't
get
know
some
that-
sealed bids on it and see what happens in a couple weeks. To let everybody.
Well, just so you know though, Bill, the buyer's gone tonight. I've got till the end, I gotta call them tonight and give them a yes or no. They can't wait. They're gonna buy something else. So that ship's gonna sail tonight.
Well, you know, if it sales, it sales, but I believe that everybody should at least know it was for sale.
I don't think the sale of the used cart was part of the request to purchase a new one.
That is. It's in it. All right, are you just looking to buy the new one, not to sell the old one?
No, I'm looking to do both.
Okay. So I believe, like I said, I believe it should sit out front of the golf course with a sign, take some sealed bids on it, and open it up and see who buys it. I mean, and you know, there's a lot of people that would probably be interested in it if they knew it was for sale.
Actually, I don't think I can put it out in front of the golf course for sale, so I have to figure something else out.
Mike, what do we normally do with our surplus?
Just kind of go through the process. Typically, what we do is we put stuff on the state's website, and what they do is they essentially auction stuff off for us. Once it's sold, they retain 15%. But they take care of dealing with collecting payments and all that kind of information. So, again, this was purchased in 2002 for $6,836. So if we sold it for $6,800, they would collect $1,024 and some change, and would get $5,800. And then what I did is I took a look at it and said, okay, what if somebody does drive by and see it out in front of the golf course, or if we put it out for bid? If we put it out for bid, how we normally handle things, and it sold for $5,000, the net proceeds that we'd get would be $4,250. And then if we were to get $4,000 out of it, we would retain $3,400. So I took the full price, which I guess if you can get $6,800 after using it for 12 years, maybe you can. I think 5 would even be a little bit high, but 4,000 maybe. You know, I don't know what the equipment like that goes for. And then I think the dealer that Bob's buying, looking to buy this used equipment for $14,400, they offered how much on a trade-in?
$1,000.
So I guess the bottom end would be 1,000 and the top end would be 5,800. And you can currently get 3,750 out of it. So
I think administration's time is too important to spend on something like this, that we note it for the next item that comes up for sale at the golf course and any other department, but not at this time.
Is there a
Would you like
second
to-
on the motion?
Was there a
I
second on
believe
the
it was
motion?
me, wasn't
Yes.
it?
Could you,
Can
there
we
was
call
a,
the question?
yeah, can you read the motion again, please?
Request approval to sell the old vehicle and purchase the new one.
Who was the second?
And the motion was made by,
Moved by McCartney, seconded by Kinsfater.
okay. I guess, is there any other questions or discussion? I guess I would just say that if going forward, if we want to come up with some kind of policy to dispose of property, but I feel like this, I don't think my own personal opinion is this is a pretty good deal for the city of St. Clair. And going forward, should we maybe look at a policy? I'm open to that, sure. But anything else for anybody? All right, call the roll, please.
Cuppa?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
McCartney?
Yes.
Foley?
Yes.
Kinsfater?
Yes.
Kleeman?
No.
Cedar?
No. I'm sorry, no.
No. Carried, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Okay. Appointments to boards and commissions. I have 2 appointments for you. One to the planning commission, we'll do these separately. One is for the planning commission, one's for the historical commission. Planning commission, appoint Mike Mullane, 669 West Court, to fulfill the remainder of a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2017.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, now the next appointment is to the Historical Commission. This is a residency waiver included Timothy Backhurst to fulfill the remainder of a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2017. And we do have a representative from the Historical Commission, Mr. Freehand. Do you want to have any words on this?
He's a very active volunteer, and his family is from this area, so he has ties to St. Clair.
I would just like to make note, Your Honor, before you call for the motion, that the resident lives at 275 Riverside Drive in Clinton Township. So it's not a normal residency waiver that we're asking for. It's not like someone's living in St. Clair Township. So I just wanted, for the record, to be stated.
Your Honor, you know how hard it is sometimes to get people to volunteer for different boards and commissions, and I think anytime you have a chance to get somebody to do it, we should jump on it.
I agree.
I'm gonna mention too, Bill, since I sit on that committee, that, yeah, the whole committee's behind him, and you guys need to come sit, watch these people over there. You got some good people over there volunteering at that museum. And like I say, myself and the commission is behind this, approving this.
I'll ask for a motion to either appoint with the residency waiver or,
I'll make the motion.
all right, the motion's been made and supported by member Laporte and Kleeman. Is there any other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Laporte?
Yes.
McCartney?
No.
Foley?
Yes.
Kinsfater?
Yes.
Kleeman?
Yes.
Cuppa?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes.
Carried, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, let's go to claims of council number 9, April 22nd and April 29th, 2016.
I just have one. Check number 41062, Bell Equipment. Street sweeper, Mike? What was that?
That's for, we have the street sweeper that we're using in town, and what happens is the brushes on it, if we break them, we replace them. So I believe that's for brushes. That's typically the only other thing we pay for.
Is this the people we rent from?
Correct.
Bell Equipment? Okay.
Hearing no other questions, Your Honor, make a motion to approve as presented.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, we'll go to number 10, public questions and public comment. Anybody have anything tonight for the good of the group?
Good evening, Your Honor and council members. I'm Steve Kowalski, owner and operator of Steve's Towing at 5277 Gratiot in St. Clair. I'm addressing the council members for my third time tonight in hopes to get further than I have in previous meetings and correspondences. The goal I am working toward in the city of St. Clair is having a formal rotation for towing services set up and utilized by the officers in the city. I'm currently unaware of any towing services located directly in the city that meet all of the criteria to provide their services to city and/or county officials. In searching outside of the city for towing services, my company is located the closest in proximity to the city, only 7 miles away, making my services the most ideal in time of need. Any tow service called on by an officer is given a 15 or 20-minute ETA from the time they receive a call from dispatch. I'm confident that I would be able to provide fast, effective, and safe towing and recovery procedures for the St. Clair police officers, just as I currently do for the St. Clair County Sheriff Office. Please keep in mind, St. Clair County Dispatch has the ability to create, manage, and consistently follow many different rotation schedules in the county. I tried to have this issue put on the agenda for the meeting of April 18th, but my request was denied. I was informed that this issue did not make the agenda because any services utilized by the police department are in the Chief Rick Jefferson's contract. Therefore, it's 100% up to him. I have done quite a bit of research and found that, and do believe that this may be incorrect. Carrie Thorpe, resident agent for Steve's Towing, submitted a Freedom of Information Act request on April 15th, requesting a copy of the chief's contract. The request and the template that were obtained are included in the information you should have received prior to tonight's meeting. So I'm here asking for an approval and recommendation to dispatch to help my business reach the goal of being able to provide services in conjunction with other companies to the City of St. Clair police officers by using the system of a managed rotation schedule.
Mr. Downey, I know you've researched this. Do you want to weigh in on this?
Well, Mr. Kowalski is entitled to address the council on this, and I think it's up to the administration and Your Honor if you want to make this an agenda item. We've talked that Chief Jefferson has a contract with the city to make all decisions with respect to the operation of the police department, and clearly a record service falls under that purview and under Chief Jefferson's discretion. So I guess it's just a question of whether or not the council wishes to delineate that further or intrude on Chief Jefferson's prerogative, but it is an item for the Chief of Police to address.
Chief, do you have anything you wanted to add to this?
No, Your Honor. Basically, we use Burgess Towing.
Chief, can I have you come up to the mic, because people are going to be interested in this?
Basically, we don't really have a rotation, just like other departments. Marysville, I don't believe they use a primary one. We use Burgess Towing, been for 3 generations. They've treated us very fair over the years. Steve's starting up a business, and he's come to me, and I told him that we'd be more than happy, just like we do Dave's Towing. You know, Burgett's is tied up, or we need more than one record, you know, he'd be on the thing, and we have used him. But I don't need to turn around and reinvent the wheel already when everything's working just fine now. He's gone out to St. Clair Township because he lives out there and got an agreement with St. Clair Township to be the primary one out there. He says he's closer, but these record drivers, there's some that live in town here that take the record home, so it's not a big deal. It's not like we tow all kinds of vehicles all the time. So I'm just kind of happy this is the way it is, and I mean, it's the way our policy's been, and I don't see why we should change something that's working so well now.
Any questions for the chief? So this young fella's service is part of our rotation if our first two are whatever. And Steve, on a county, in Sinclair Township, you're the first. and then-
Primary in St. Clair Township, just as Burgett's would be primary in Columbus, where he's from.
So if you're busy out in Sinclair Township, though, the county will go to whoever's next on the list, right?
Yeah, like next available or whatnot, who's ever closest. I think they said in St. Clair Township, it was gonna be Burgett's. So, and, there's no record service in the city. I'm the closest one that works with the, police department closest to the city. I brought all my, insurance paperwork, all the stuff that, you needed to the city. And, I've gotten a few calls, last year, and then they just, that's it. So, like if you get a call in Kimball, just say, Kimball Township, there's a rotation list, like, one day it would be, one accident or impound, it'd be myself. The second one could be, S&S or Preferred, Don's, or even Burgett's, So I was kind of just seeing if we could do the same thing for the city, since there's no, there's not a contract in the city. There's no contracted record service with the city. It's just something you've been using for so long. At one time it was Dave's towing, but I speak with Dave and stuff, and he hasn't done any for the city probably since he can remember,
Let me see if I'm getting this right. In St. Clair Township, on the county's call list, you're the primary.
St. Clair Township, yes. Just like,
If you're busy, they go to the next list. They get the next company on the list.
I never try and be busy, so it hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
I don't know what they.
But that's what the intention up there is.
Yeah, just like any county. S&S has Port Huron Township.
And here, our primary is Burgett, and if he's
you
busy.
don't have a primary. There is no contracted record service through the city. Like a lot of just verbal. There's nothing.
And then basically, if Burgett's busy, then we go to the next, and then you would be the next one after that. Because that sounds very similar to what St. Clair Township's doing with the county.
Well, in St. Clair Township, I have it in writing.
8 or 9 other records, so we're not sitting around.
But dispatch, controls all that. It's easy. It wouldn't give.
Dispatch doesn't like to do this. They don't like to be involved.
All right.
Ron, I think the chiefs, we've let this go with the chiefs.
Unless council has want to give it a directive, I think for now, we're going to leave this in the hands of the chief, that's whose job. I'm not going to start micromanaging right now, but unless anybody has some other idea they want to throw out there. All right, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, chief. Any other public comments or questions? All right, let's go to number 11 then. Mayor and council, I have a couple quick things. Number one, I certainly want to mention the passing of Jeff Westrick, a longtime employee of the city of St. Clair. Our hearts go out to Jeff Westrick's family, his wife and his children, grandchildren. I also need to make an announcement about our Beautification Commission. At this time, we have vacancies on the Beautification Commission. Some of the projects that they do, and we do need people, hanging baskets and park flower beds, Arbor Day, Yard of the Year, the Santa Parade. Currently, Annette, how many people do we have on the Beautification Commission?
0.
0. We need people on the Beautification Commission. So please get into City Hall and put your application in. Anybody else?
Mayor,
Yes.
just another reminder of the election tomorrow. Polls will be open 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. To view your sample ballot or find your polling location, please visit michigan.gov/vote.
And that they vote in all the wards, right? All 3 wards are open?
Correct.
Hearing nothing else, Your Honor, I make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?